This could be the direction of travel if we are serious about safety we want to follow. Why are we importing a British system instead of building our own? Or even an EU-wide approach? Over 650 jobs potentially affected. Major projects, major turnover, major industry presence. Could be gone forever. It's not the directors who suffer first. It's the workforce, the scaffolders, the subbies, the suppliers, families. Okay, so let's head to the Gulf for a minute and talk about somewhere that's had some nasty scaffolding incidences in the past, but has actually moved the dial on safety. The UAE. Abu Dhabi and Dubai didn't just shrug and say be careful after falls and collapses. Whether you think it's a bad place to work, it's up to you. They've built a pretty serious framework around scaffolding, and there's a lot that the rest of us can learn from. First, the rules of teeth. Abu Dhabi's Scaffolding Code of Practice, COP26, runs to dozens of pages and was updated again this year, spelling out how scaffolds must be planned, erected and inspected, altered and dismantled. Temporary works planning. On top of that, federal MOHRE regulations, make scaffolding safety a real duty. Someone gets hurt, you're not just breaking guidance, you're breaking a law. That's the difference with the UK. Second, they've locked down competence. Only trained and certified scaffolders are allowed to build or change scaffolds, and many jobs require approval from recognised third-party assessors. Another layer. Main contractors have to name a scaffolding supervisor, someone with proper training and experience who owns the scaffold safety on that site. It's not left to whoever's free today. It's not just Fred can do it. The third, UAE has gone hard on inspection and tagging. Not always sure about tagging. Scaffolds must be inspected at least weekly and after bad weather or any modification with a clear tag system so workers can see instantly if a scaffold is safe to use, similar to the UK, but not mandatory in the UK. You'll also see enforced exclusion zones, debris protection and rules on not dropping materials from height, driven by real incidents where the public and non-construction workers were hit by falling kit. They've reviewed the stats and worked on this. Fourth, they've published hardware and behaviour, guardrails, mid-rails, toe boards, proper ladders and stair accesses, design ties and load limits, all mandated, not optional extras. And they're explicit on harnesses, helmets, where they're needed, when they're not, and no climbing the braces, using proper access. They've thought about it. Finally, it isn't just paper. Dubai Municipality and others run big safety campaigns, surprise inspections and even staged emergency drills to test the rescue plans and wake people up. They're doing well. If sites don't play ball, MOHRE and local authorities can stop work or pull permits for repeated breaches. So when we talk about learning from incidents and being proactive, the UAE case is a live case study. It's moving and grooving. Clear rules, competent people, relentless inspection, real enforcement, unlike the UK. If you're running scaffolds anywhere in the world, it's worth asking, how much of this are we doing? How much do we need to implement? Is this the right way to go? And how much are we just talking about it? Hello. So let's talk about something interesting that happened recently over in Italy. At the GIC Piacenza show, big Italian concrete and infrastructure expo, Velocio didn't just rock up with a standard kit and a few brochures. They hosted a proper conference strand on safety and temporary works, and they brought in Naskin Scissors from the UK. On the 17th of April, Clive Dickin, Group CEO of Naskin Scissors and stood up in Piacenza and walked to an Italian audience through the UK scaffolding safety and training model. Audits, TG and SG guidance, scissors carding, the whole lot. The pitch from Pelosi was clear. They wanted to put British scaffolding safety into the conference spotlight. Not as the only way, but as a reference framework for how you combine product training and governance to reduce accidents, maybe. Now, on paper, that's huge. You got an Italian manufacturer effectively saying to its home market, look at this UK model, structured training, independent audits, published guidance. This could be the direction of travel if we're serious about safety we want to follow. So here's the big question. Is this the start of a global standard for scaffolding, or is it a nice idea that hits the buffers as soon as you start looking at the reality on the ground around the world? Let's be honest, Italy is not the UK. Different dominant systems, different labour models, different legal frameworks and enforcement cultures, different laws. Even within Italy, you've got regional differences, let alone across Europe, America, the world. And remember, the UK is not in the EU anymore. Whatever influence we have, it's earned, not automatic. So how does a NASC scissors style model land in that environment? On the yes, this could work side, core principles travel well, competency-based training, audited contractors, clear technical guidance and a feedback loop between incidents and standards. Sounds good. Multinationals and big clients already like having one way of doing things across various markets. If they can say, we want the NASC style scaffolding on our projects, simplifies procurement and drives consistency. It's been shown in the UK. Manufacturers like Pelosio benefit from tying their products to a recognised safety system. Helps them sell solutions, not just steel. On the hang on, slow down side, a UK-centric model can look too prescriptive when you apply it to countries with different kit, different ways of working, different site cultures, different regulations. As a risk, it turns into branding rather than real substance. Everyone nods, takes the slides, watches things were going on and then goes back to whatever they were doing and whatever the local inspector will tolerate. Don't know. And geopolitically, some of European players will ask, why are we importing a British system instead of building our own? Or even an EU-wide approach? So maybe the real play here isn't one global rule book. Perhaps it could be shared principles with local flavour, where we all improve standards, common language on competency, inspection, design, residual risk reduction, regional variations in how you reach that standard depending on the system and the law, and a handful of anchor events and organisations maybe. You've got NASC, Scissors, now we've got Pelosio, GISC, SAIA, SCAFJAM even, who keep cross-pollinating ideas. Which brings us to the last bit, the uncomfortable question for UK listeners. If you're a NASC member, what's in it for you? Because sending your CEO to Italy, sharing your IP, showing your cards, that has a cost. So where's the benefit? Best case scenario, NASC members become the exportable benchmark. The companies over the markets look for joint ventures using UK scaffolders, training, consultancy and complex work. Trainers pick up overseas opportunities because NASC Scissors approved is suddenly something that everybody wants. Actually means something in maybe Italy, the Baltics, the Gulf, maybe even North America. Worst case scenario though, we spend time and money exporting a system, other people copy the shape but not the depth. UK firms may not see a return in this, just beyond a warm feeling and a LinkedIn post. So here's the conversation starter I want to leave you with. Is this Pelosio NASC moment in Piacenza the first brick in a genuinely global scaffolding standard? Or is it well-intentioned one-off that makes a conference photo and then quietly fades away? For me, the answer depends on what happens next, what the drive is, what people want. Do we see Italian and UK firms actually collaborating on projects maybe, training and audits and working towards a proper standard? Do clients start demanding NASC-style competency outside of the UK? Or is it an EU-driven thing, an American-driven, or world global standards? And do NASC members see real work and value from taking our model on the road? That's the debate. UK safety brain, Italian system steel, a post-EU playing field. Is this scaffolding growing up globally or just talking to itself in different languages and achieving nothing? I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm asking the questions. Have a think. Put it in the comments. Please like and share as ever. Let's start a debate. Having a global scaffolding standard could be absolutely brilliant, or it could be a disaster. Overseas training, remember that? We referenced it before. An international card, opportunities to move around the world, or does your market get flooded with the cheapest labour? No one knows, but you've got to have the conversations. Start thinking, people. Whether you're a scaffolder, scaffolding contractor, consultant, designer, we can all have an input. Let's change the way scaffolding is in the globe, but let's all have a say in it and get it to the highest standard we can, because we're the world's greatest trade. Stay safe, people. So, here we go. Sad news from Australia. Quick form collapse. Warning shot the industry can't ignore. Not a scaffold collapse. One of the biggest names in scaffolding and formwork in Australia has just gone into voluntary administration. Quick form. Over 650 jobs potentially affected. Major projects, major turnover, major industry presence. Could be gone forever. And let's be honest. If a company of that size can wobble, nobody in this industry should think they are untouchable. Because this story is bigger than one company. This is about the entire scaffolding and construction supply chain model starting to crack under pressure, maybe. Subcontractors waiting months to be repaid, retention money trapped, margins getting smashed, labour costs up, material costs up, clients still wanting the cheapest number on the table, and eventually something gives. And it's a firm, it's people's livelihoods. Nobody obviously saw this outside the boardroom, knows what's going on. But let's talk honestly about something in the industry that's been happening for years. The rise of ring lock systems. Because traditional tube fitting's heavy. Companies across the world are under pressure like never before. Quickform weren't using it. Faster systems, reduced labour, less adaptation time, more efficiency, less manpower needed to erect large volumes quickly. Adopting modern technology, whether people like hearing it or not. The landscape is changing globally. You need to go with it. You need to evolve. If you don't adapt to the market fast enough, you're going to collapse. It's not an option, that's a reality. But this is the bit people really need to understand. When companies like Quickform fall into administration, it's not the directors who suffer first. It's the workforce, the scaffolders, the subbies, the suppliers, families, people waiting on invoices, small businesses suddenly exposed because one giant topples and falls and it's a domino. That's why this matters globally. Australia today to somewhere else tomorrow. Scary part? Most companies still operate like this and think it could never happen to them. The industry has become obsessed with turnover, scale and winning work at any cost. But turnover means nothing if the foundations underneath are unstable. This should be a wake-up call to the entire scaffolding industry worldwide. Not panic, not gossip, not celebrating somebody else's downfall, but a warning. Because right now, the companies that survive the next 10 years won't necessarily be the biggest. They'll be the ones that adapt the fastest, grow and evolve. The race to the bottom is real. Onwards and upwards, together we're stronger, brothers and sisters. Learn and evolve. Peace.
A clean slate. Nobody needs to suffer, brothers and sisters. Let's all come together. Scaffolders, look after scaffolders.
Yeah! Oh, let's make some noise because it's not a performance, but it's just a nice gesture. How we can support and start all over again. Don't hesitate to look for help. And now, probably this is a man who's really enjoying this procedure. Alrighty then, let's make some noise one more time, please, people.
pull tonight. Yeah! Well done, mate, well done. Lovely job. You should be a barber.
Hey, that's your job as a barber, mate. For what? Just giving, raising, the target is £5,000. Just be supportive, be with us, scan to donate, scan quick codes, and you can do €1, £1, £5. A small amounts also really worth it. Just bring us together and support this wonderful campaign. Building strong minds, supporting Scaffolders Mental Health Recovery Fund. We are up to the 50%.
A new service and communication on wellbeing is being launched entitled Silent Voices. Led by Mick Shaw, Silent Voices is a powerful message about mental health and wellbeing in the construction environment. Over to you, Mick.
Hi, my name's Mick Shaw. I'm a new member to the safety team here at Align JV. Along with my normal day-to-day duties, I've got a really important message what I want to get out, and I really hope everybody takes their time to listen. Last year alone, 507 hard-working men and women took their own life in this industry because we felt we had nowhere else to go. Out of all the industries in the UK, construction is number one for suicides. 507. We have to get this number down. We must change it, and we can only do it together. I hope you're going to be with me on trying to do this. I'm a very simple guy, but I think I've got a way how we can do it. We dress up in high-vis orange or yellow. We put our rigger boots on. We have to feel a bit rough, a bit tough, and the reality is nothing at all like that. We work a lot of hours together each week, but we'd still sometimes rather trip someone up than pick someone up. It needs to change. We would rather stand back and snigger rather than go over and help. But we just need to be a little bit kinder, a little bit friendlier, a little bit nicer, a little bit more like we're like when we're not in this orange IVs. When we're just brothers, dads, sons, uncles, sisters, wives, mothers. We need to change. 507 silent voices last year tell us we need to change, and we need to do it now. 507 silent voices are relying on us to do something. Thank you for listening.
For even more context, there were 31 deaths from construction accidents last year, which is indeed a terrible statistic. But suicides in our industry add over 16 times more deaths. 16 times. That's 2 more dead today. 2 more every day.
Thank you so much for watching. That's the end of the episode. We are looking for a major sponsor of this podcast so that we can do more work getting around the world, getting videos, getting stories out there of the world's greatest trade. Please get in touch if you wish to sponsor us. Scaffs, together we're stronger. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe.
The time sponsored by Accurate.